What is up, everybody? Jonathan Washburn, the Dean of Mortgages here, coming to you bright and early on this beautiful Monday, February 28th, 2022. All right, I'm going to get right into it today. A lot of people are asking me questions almost on a weekly or sometimes even a daily basis. John, is it really a good idea to buy right now? Are we in the middle of a housing bubble? So I want to talk about that a little bit today. Are we in the middle of another housing bubble like what we were in 2008? And please, I know what you're saying, John, please not another complex series of hypothetical conjectures, which are all just based off of your hope as a loan officer that your job is not going to die in the next year or two. Tell me, can you just give me something simple, something tangible to take with me in this process? All right, so I'm just going to give you one chart today to show you, to answer the question, are we in a housing bubble? My big picture answer is no. And I'm like 98% certain of this. Yes, the world is a very crazy place right now. Thoughts and prayers out to Ukraine. Your bravery over the last few days has been sincerely inspirational to so many of us, right? Things like this could happen all the time that we have no control over and could radically change things, okay? But I'm just going to show you one chart that tells you why I do not believe we are in the middle of the housing bubble. All right, look at this chart. You see this squiggly blue line that looks almost like a heart monitor, okay? This represents the existing single-family homes that have been for sale over the last 40 years, all right? This greenish line represents the U.S. population over time. As you can see, the U.S. population over time has steadily increased, while the amount of homes for sale has been almost up and down like a heart monitor, okay? What happened back during the last bubble? Well, we got way too high in terms of homes versus the population, right? We had way more homes available than we even had population. This was a mistake on a lot of different levels, but when you just boil it down to basic supply and demand, like what you'll remember from Economics 101 when you were in 10th grade, the supply was so high that the demand became low, and what happened to house prices? They collapsed, all right? But if you'll look over the last 10 years, what has been happening? The U.S. population has steadily increased, while the supply of actual single-family homes available for people to buy has plummeted. Even here in the last 2 years, it's plummeted to almost a more dramatic and disastrous effect as COVID completely destroyed the building industry. Building prices went up. All sorts of different things happened. One of the only things that we can do to keep up with rising population is build new homes. Ask any of your builder friends how it's gone for them the last 2 years. Has building been as easy the last 2 years as it was before? No, it simply hasn't, all right? So you might tell me, but John, I heard that, and you might fill in the blank with a lot of different questions, all right? Ignore those potentially true distractions when thinking about the question, are we in a housing bubble, right? You might have heard, isn't inflation really bad? Oh yeah, it is terrible, right? It is awful. How is this going to affect a lot of things? It's going to affect a lot of things very negatively. This doesn't mean that we are in a housing bubble that's about to collapse, though. Aren't home prices higher than they've ever been? You betcha. Anyone that's bought or sold a home in the last 6 to 12 months can tell you, yeah, I sold my home for more than I ever thought I was going to get. I had to spend a little bit more than I ever thought I was going to have to spend to buy my home too, right? Aren't interest rates, mortgage interest rates increasing too? Yeah, probably even more than you realize, more than a whole point since the beginning of this year, all right? Now, think about this. Listen to me closely. Because each of these three things is true, that may actually mean it's not a good idea for you to buy a house right now. Just being totally honest with you. I, as a loan officer, want you to buy as many houses as possible because that would be good for me, right? But these things on the picture right now are true. They are correct. And they might mean maybe now is not a good time to buy a house. But are we in a housing bubble that's about to collapse? No, I don't think so. And if you think, well, it's a bad time to buy a house right now, I'll just wait 6 months. I'll just wait a year. I've been told that by so many people in the last 18 months. And what has happened? Prices of homes has steadily gone up. Why? This problem is not being fixed anytime soon. So There are just simply fewer homes for sale right now than ever. Go back to Economics 101. Transport yourself back to 10th grade when you're sitting beside that cute girl in economics and weren't even really paying attention. But you might remember one thing: supply, demand. When supply is down, demand is up. That's where we are with the housing market right now. John Washburn, Dean of Mortgages. School is out.